For our program of Postgraduate Diploma in Finance and Law. Let me introduce myself. I'm Ringo Chen from College of Business and Finance, and I introduce my colleagues, Dr. Thomas Program Leader at the College of Humanities and Law. Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you very much. And as Ringo said, welcome. Sorry we can't see you face to face, but we're very happy to see you on Facebook Live, and we're going to introduce this fantastic program, the Postgraduate Diploma in Finance and Law.
Thank you. And Thomas will tell us more about the law modules, and I will share with you more about the finance modules. As discussed with Thomas, for the difficult questions, Thomas will take care of this. Okay? For the next question,
I will do my very best. Do my very best.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, the program, which is a part-time basis, and we have 5 modules for the whole program. 2 modules which is specialized in law, and 3 modules which is specialized in finance. So, i.e., you can finish this program within 1 year on part-time studies basis. So for the law modules, I would like to pass the times to Thomas.
Just to say a bit more about this program, there are not so many programs in Hong Kong and indeed around the world where we have a mixture of both finance and law. And this is a really good program because you get to study finance and law at the same time. So for students who don't have a very strong background in law, there are 3 law modules. We have the legal institution and business law, corporate governance, and current issues in finance and law. The first module, legal institutions and business law, is really designed for students who do not have a background in law. So this gives you a very good introduction to the core ideas about the legal system in Hong Kong. In other words, the common law system. And then we have corporate governance. Right? So all students who don't have a background in law will do the first module. Then they can either choose 2 or 3. Right? So number 2 is about corporate governance. I'm sure you heard about this, very popular phrase, corporate governance already, but we're seeing it from a legal perspective, right? And finally, current issues in finance and law. And there are many current topics at the moment, from terrorism to cyber currency, etc. Right? So this topic will cover whatever hot topic there is at the moment on current issues in finance and law. Okay. Back to you, Ringo.
Thank you, Thomas. And it's nice to hear the finance law will cover the cryptocurrency, and like the Bitcoin, I just remember, which is rise by more than 40% since the beginning of this year. For the finance, as you can see, you can choose from the following 6 modules, okay? And you just only need to study 3 of them. And as you can see, if you don't have any background in finance, you are required to study the first one, which is Finance 101. But if you're armed with a finance background, you can consider to take very practical subjects, corporate finance, to see how you can make a listing for the company. If you like the data crunching, I think quantitative methods might be your cup of tea. And Thomas said that law is very important, so we also cover the regulatory framework. As you can see nowadays, finance and compliance, which is a key components in the financial service sector right now. And if you find that investment is your major interest, I will recommend you to study in investment and venture capitals to give you much more practical perspective of investment or around the world. But one more thing, which is this is our brand new subjects. As you can see, the anti-money laundering and counter-terrorist financing compliance. This is also one of the most hottest subjects right now in finance, as you understand the AML or the anti-money laundering, which is a serious concern for the commercial banks nowadays. Thank you, Thomas. And for the program, the entry requirement, you are required to under with degree programs or other relevant professional qualifications such as CFA or chartered accountant, etc. And there's some guest speakers, which is in finance and law segment. And I would like to introduce some past guest speakers in finance. As you can see, we have our guest speakers from Wenger. Wenger is one of the largest mutual funds in America. And we also have Standard Chartered Bank, which is Simon. Simon is a managing director in corporate finance. And Thomas Ma, he's a director at CFA Institute. He can share with you a lot of update developments in financial regulatory framework. And Raymond is a very seasoned trader, and he will share with us the practical trading development in this case. And we also have some seasoned practitioners in private equities, like Mr. Yu Cheng. And Mr. Sam Law, Sam is our corporate finance teachers. He's also very well experienced in corporate finance. And I'm also one of the speakers. And last but not least, Kelly Ann. Kelly is the head of regulatory intelligence at Thomson Reuters. So the next photo we'll share with you. Okay, doesn't matter. For the assessment components for each modules, we have a 30% of continuous assessment, which is an assignment or project, 70% of final examination.
And I'm happy to say to you, I know a lot of students are concerned about studying law, but for the 3 law modules, they are all open book assessment, so you don't need to worry, you can bring in any materials that you want.
Thank you, Thomas. And for the student learning support, as you can see, students are allowed to go to Hong Kong U Library, and we also have our online learning support system, SOL system, and of course, we can also apply for continuing education fund to have financial subsidiaries for this program. Having said that, this is our guest speakers before. Kelly Ann, she's the head of regulatory intelligence at Thomson Reuters. She shared with us about the latest development, how to use the artificial intelligence or AI in AML applications. Another speaker, which is Mr. Russell Hardings. Russell is a very seasoned AML specialist. He has more than 30 years of experience in Hong Kong Police, which is in the commercial investigation. Right now, he's the financial crime director at UBS. And we also invite all our students and teachers to join the conference or thematic seminars hosted by Hong Kong U Space and professional bodies. For example, this one, which is hosted by CFA Institute, Hong Kong Investor Relations Associations. And you can see we invite lots of seasoned practitioners to share their practical experience. And another one, for example, we also developed the Green Finance Forum. As you can see, last night the budget address talked about the government will issue more than 1 billion green bonds over the next few years. So we believe this is one of the major development in finance and law. And this is our speakers and this Green Finance Forums last year. And Thomas and I look forward to see you in the class in our forthcoming intakes, May, and the application deadline is March 10. No doubt, if you have any questions, please feel free to let us know. And our support hotline, which is, as you can see, this number, you're more than welcome to give us a call or email us. And once again, thank you for your time. Thomas, any supplement?
Yes, just to remind you once again that the application deadline is March the 10th, and you can enroll both online and offline as well. So if you feel comfortable, come to one of our many enrollment centers or simply enroll online. And this is, as Ringo said, we have a lot of guest speakers. Our course is extremely practical, and we have excellent student feedback for all our, business and law programs as well. All right, so feel free to ask us any questions. You can call us, email us, Facebook. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Thomas.
Six.